trim it out there. It's got 20.
To make sure you get from the 8 to the 10. So a lot of tyre strategy and a lot of serious work behind the wheel to optimise performance whilst you've got the brand new tyre on. Alan Cameron has just come up 22 spots with a 10 dead to be the fastest car. Feeney is going to surpass that now. Career, life-changing day for him. This is the image that I was talking about that's gone around the world overnight. It was Feeney from yesterday.
Feeling out some cars to leave us with 18. Matt Payne's just done an 8.92. He's got 3/100ths of a second over Brock Feeney, who's come back into the lane. And those that have come back, they're now downloading the feeling divide. They're looking at data as well.
Difference between the two tyres, the blue sidewall super soft tyre is the tyre we're using today, as you can see there.
So both the Waukesha and Andretti United cars have gone out, rode at a set of 4 tyres each and come back to pit lane, and they are now pushing out to do one run in this session in the middle part where everyone else has come back and grabbed a second set of tyres. The Waukesha cars only going to do one run, 4 new tyres right now, and they're going to hope that's enough to get them in and have a tyre advantage in the second phase of this session.
Matt Payne just put that car to the top and described his lap on the radio, guys, a 108.9 as horrendous. So he reckoned his performance in that car was horrendous, but good enough to be top of the lot.
Yeah, and add to this, let's just rewind back to, was it Taupo earlier in the year? Taupo, where, yeah, well, here we go, they're going to push Brock Feeney back out again. Many people decided just park the car, save the tyres. They've only got 3 sets of these tyres, remember? And then they all tumble down the order. Look at them, they've all learned. The whole field going out on a second set of tyres.
4.5 minutes remain, the first portion of Boost Mobile qualifying. Matt Payne on top said it was horrendous according to Chad. Can't be too bad at an 8.9, but it tells us that what might be in store is special. That's pretty special as well, as we look at Brody fully flying that thing. Remember, he found the ball at turn 12 yesterday. Pole sitter at Mount Panorama of the Repco Bathurst 1000. Watching Cam Waters here on the run up towards turn 13. This gets very shadowy late in the day. There's a camera on the road and painted lines, and he made a last minute decision to jump out of that one, and a good one, I'd say. If you press on with that, you will lick more.
Yeah, absolutely. And that braking area at 11 has been tidied up, so there's more.
Get up on Chaz. Stanaway, LeBrock, Evans, Forward, Hill, Jones look as though they're done and dusted.
Remarkable effort by Mostert. Absolutely remarkable.
Woody also catch up into the top group as well, so you were starting to sweat up about the notion of them just not, because the other thing is, yellow flag comes out or something outside your control, you're out because you're gone.
Exactly. So that was extremely important for Mostert just to put that last lap together. Did a beautiful job. So fastest in sector 1, Feeney. Fastest in sector 2, Payne. Fastest sector 3, Chaz Mostert. The cumulative for the fastest time is an 8.38. When you put all those together, Matt Payne's done an 8.40. Beautiful job by Matt Payne.
Let's check out the way in which they all lined up at the end of those 12 frantic minutes, and you tip your hat to these guys out there. Yesterday and today, we're seeing some supreme driving. Matty Payne at the top, from Chaz, from Brock, from Cam, and then Kai. Just keep emphasising, he hasn't driven anything around here before yesterday. That's pretty wild, isn't it? Brody had a second run on some used tyres to squeeze in, but really, it's everybody south of that red line that we really want to talk about, because it's a progressive qualifying format. So 18, the times are reset now and they go again, but they've only got 10 minutes to get that job done.
I tell you what, Chad Mostert loves to live on the edge, doesn't he, Garth-Hander? That was unbelievable. Back to the wall, had to get it done. One last chance and he went to the top of the time sheet, but Matt Payne knocked him off in the dying stages of that one to finish P1. Now we reset for the second phase of qualifying. Talk us through this lap and how Chad Mostert was able to put that together.
The thing about the pressure that Chaz had to get this lap, at this stage he was 24th on the timing screen with no representative lap time. He'd had to abort 2 laps, so he'd used the tyre for 2 laps. This is the 3rd push lap, effectively. So to not only do the lap and not get a curb strike at the first chicane or the V chicane, have a clean lap, but to do the lap with speed like he did to go provisional pole at that stage when he completed it, was elite. This is why Chaz is in the top 10. And think about the commitment, how the risk versus reward right there. We go, I've got to take all the curb but not step over the line.
Against his name. Kostecki's flying out there at the moment, and the name of the game is to creep as far up in that group as you can to be north of the red line and do it minimising tyre usage.
Yes, that's the hard part. That is the very challenging.
It's just a little moment of pause out there at the moment. All of a sudden, just a little bit of an energy drop as they're just trying to figure out where they're at. Some have not fired a bullet yet. They're waiting until the back end of the session, where typically they're hoping for there to be more rubber down, track conditions better. They're also managing tyres in the back of their minds here. They just don't have the firepower to go out there and keep feeding rubber. They're thinking ahead, making sure that they've potentially got something to use for the shootout, which will determine, very importantly, how things unfold. Go back and look at 2024 and you see the conversion from pole to wins both days, for example. So it's not hard to work out. It's a street circuit. You've got the right track position here when you start the motor race this afternoon for 85 classes to make all the difference as Anton now jumps up into position number 3.
Reynolds, great job. Very nice. He's been fast all weekend. So he goes to P1. David Reynolds, an 8.79. His teammate Anton Di Pasquale comes up into 4th with an 8.98. So that's a very impressive number there for David. Now, brand new tyres. So we've been talking about, we know that Mostyn went out and rode it a step. We know that he went out and lived right up to the death knock of the previous session. So he's used 2 sets. Now there's another new set going on, and have a look at the damage on Kostecki's car. He's continued to keep on wiping that thing against the tyres. So the left hand front of that is hanging off on the Shell V-Power Mustang. And now you've got to go and do a job. Trying to repair that car, get it out there and be indicative in terms of pace. Matt Payne is 11th, Kostecki is 10th.
The race driver component of this is gigantic, and you're asking yourself to be millimetre perfect for 15 turns. It's not that simple.
Absolutely. And we've seen the images that we've enjoyed. He's put his foot on the brake, has not looked like making it there, hit the inside curve, hit the next curve, and that's a huge shunt. That's the biggest crash we've had there for a long time.
Fishing will not be sure. If they were able to turn that around in some form today, that would be something.
Moment of finals, the intensity of it, and just living too much in the now and not actually pacing themselves and building up through the weekend. Is that part of the psychology of all of this as well?
overall pace.